Hello everybody, this is PillarTrading.com, and in today's chart of the day we are going to be going over the euro versus the US dollar spot, a couple of very large moves that have set up on this chart that are going to allow us to get into some major positions. We're going to be going over those in a sec. Right now, let's take a look at the monthly chart. We are currently trading 136.76. You can see it up here in this right hand corner, and this is that huge trade that we were waiting on for a long time on the euro. This was that up move, the trade of the euro. Since its inception, this has been the biggest trade possible. And again, this has a target all the way up here at $1.80. Okay, 180 is the target on this thing. And however unpredictable that sounds, that is the trade that is set up on the monthly chart. Now, we take this thing down to a smaller time frame. Let's take a look at the weekly time frame. You can see here is that support level. And on the weekly time frame, we were waiting for a short off of highs at 151.68 down to lows at 118.76. That gave us this 135 even. 135 even. That was an important level in last week's video. And we talked about this long leading us right to that level. And we saw that break of the double top here moved straight up into that 135 area. And let's go down and take a look at the daily chart and see exactly how this thing broke down. So again, we bounced off of our support level that we called a few weeks back. We've headed straight up into it. We did see initial resistance, people selling this thing, but then covering straight through, and we have now hit this daily target. Okay, and that means a few different things for the euro versus the US dollar. We are still inside of this major short setup, and this short setup has a target. It looks weak at the moment, but if we get a sell-off here and we break out of this midterm trend, we are going to be heading right back down to these lows, down at 121, that area. That's how important this short setup is and this next midterm pickup. So what we can expect now is we'll take this target off of here. We know that's been hit. We know that this trade from here, from lows to highs, is no longer in play. Now what we need to do is we need to wait for this market to turn around, and then we can anticipate the next midterm level, which is going to be somewhere around the 132 mark, 133 mark at the moment. But let's forget about that for a second. That's not going to trade today. Let's take a look at the 15-minute chart. And what we've drawn up here is the next support area on the 15-minute chart. If we take a look at the 20-day chart, 15-minute, we can see it a little bit clearer. These are the levels from last week. Remember, we called this bounce, and then a target being hit up here. This red line is that large short that we saw on the weekly and on the monthly charts. And this is where you can see the selling as we come up to this target. You can see the selling into that 135 level once, twice, 3 times, 4 times, and on the 5th time it sells up into it and breaks up. We zoom in just a little bit so you can see a little bit clearer. And we bounce off that next support level and we go right through, hit the target, and continue moving up. Now, the next move in the 15-minute pattern is up off of 136.89. We're currently trading inside of that move. The breakdown is at 136.60. That's where if price breaks up below that, we're going to know that the short-term long trend is over. And we now need to readjust our position because that daily target on the weekly and midterm charts, on the daily chart itself, has been hit. So we need to now reassess our position on the euro should we get a breakdown from this level. Okay, there's no longer that midterm target out there that was drawing us higher. So now we're still inside that big short. If this thing continues to move up, the short trend is still up, and we are going to break out of this short. And if we break out of that short, you are going to see some major covering. So a very important series of trades this week on the euro. Lots of things happening. Again, if it breaks down, play it short back into that daily midterm setup. If we continue to move up off this 15-minute level, continue to follow the levels up. Right now, that is the play on the euro. Guys, hopefully everyone had a good trading week last week, and we start this one off with a bang. If you've got any questions or comments, please visit the website, www.pillartrading.com. Leave a question, leave a comment. We try to get to those as soon as we can. So, again, hopefully everyone has a good trading day, and I will see you all in the next video.